My name is Hunter Smallwood, and welcome to a new episode of the Bulldog Sports Report. Starting with basketball and starting with the girls basketball team, a couple weeks ago, the girls had a very nice area win versus Alberta, 49-11. However, they did suffer a close non-area loss to St. Paul's, 48-50. Moving on to this past week, the girls had a huge non-area win versus LaFleur. Reagan Harville having half of the Bulldogs' 61 points. She also had 7 steals and 5 deflections. A few days later, the girls rolled past Spanish Fort 66-60. Moving on to last Friday, the girls went up to St. James in Montgomery, where they would fall short of the number 1 ranked 3A team. The Lady Bulldogs took on Faith Academy this past Tuesday, where they would take on a very, very commanding victory over the Rams. The area tournament for the girls will start Saturday, February the 7th. They will host the 5A Area 1 tournament here at UMS-Wright, and they open play with Alberta at 12 p.m. in the Wilson Gym. Moving on to boys basketball, a couple weeks ago, the boys added 2 very nice wins, beating an area opponent Alberta and non-area opponent St. Paul's with a buzzer beater from Jacob Cole. Moving on to last week, the boys took on a loss, losing 41-63 to LaFleur, as well as losing to McGill in overtime by 1 point. Earlier this week, the Bulldogs took on Faith Academy on senior night, same as the girls, where they would take on a very, very commanding win. Moving on to the playoffs. Monday, February the 9th, the Bulldogs will go to Williamson for the 5A Area 1 tournament. And the Bulldogs will open play versus Alberta at 6 p.m. Moving on to indoor track, a couple weeks ago, the indoor track team went up to Birmingham and competed in the last chance meet, and they put on yet another powerful performance. Caroline Helms came in 6th in the 3,200 meter, Eleanor Terry 1st in pole vault, Ellie Gartman 2nd in pole vault, Peyton Holderer 2nd in the 1,600 meter and the 3,200 meter, Burns Willis 5th in the 3,200 meter, and David Lott 1st in pole vault and long jump. Last weekend, the indoor track team went back up to Birmingham for the HSA indoor track state meet. The boys team came in 7th. Peyton Holderer became a 2-time state champion. He won the 1,600 meter and 3,200 meter, and David Lott was state runner-up in pole vault. Now on to some of our spring sport previews. Continuing on with tennis, we have the head boys coach, Coach Caldwell. He was on earlier in the year for football. You know, tennis, something different for you. You know, you excited about it? Different coaching opportunity.
Very excited, very excited. So got a good group of guys, ready to go out there, ready to compete and play. New faces this year, as well as some old faces that get their chance to start this year on the varsity.
You know, who are some key guys we can look at this year, kind of stand out a little bit and kind of lead your team?
Hayes Giddens returns this year as number 1, and he's in 8th grade and he's ready. He's itching at the bit to play somebody.
You know, tell us about the first bit of your schedule. Season's coming up real fast.
We open up next week with ASMS at the Mobile Tennis Center, and then after that we just roll straight through into region play.
All right. So, thanks for stopping by. Moving on to lacrosse, we're here with the head boys lacrosse coach, Drew Warren. First of all, congratulations on a great season, going 12-4 and winning the conference championship, beating Ascension Pelicans. You know, this year you're losing a handful of key players, Luke Phillips, John Morgan Davidson, Johnny Megginson. You know, who you kind of wanted to see step up and kind of take over leadership of your team?
Yeah, so it's interesting this year. This is the first year in a while that I haven't had Jack Steed. You know, he was a big part of our offense. So the offensive side of the ball is really where we're going to struggle this year a little bit. But luckily last year we had a couple sophomores, played some big minutes, Alex Mitchell, Thomas Landers. So, you know, we'll be looking for them to really keep that rolling. Andrew McMillan is a name that you need to look out for this year. He's a junior. He's waited patiently for his turn. So we're really looking forward to him stepping up, playing a big role this year.
Well, thanks for taking some time of your day. Stop by, and good luck this season.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Sir. Thank you for watching this week's episode of the Bulldog Sports Report.